caught inside these up and downs of life is about harmony, about balance, about stability, about unity. It means that you are already placing your attention, how you feel about your life right now. And now everything that you are doing, try to make it in such a way that your feelings on the inside do not have huge fluctuations. Yeah? So that means somebody gives you a present, and normally before you would be very, very euphoric. So you had this great happiness rising. Practice a little bit, don't let it rise too quick. So somebody give you a present, you can be still very, very thankful. But your emotional state is not rising. Somebody, maybe from your team, he told you, oh, I'm sorry, but this one project I tried, it didn't work out, so no results there. And normally maybe before we would be angry and would be sad about it and would say, oh, what the hell, yeah? But this time it's just like, even with this bad message inside of you, don't let it drop. It doesn't drop. It remains, yeah? And in a way that means this is just the first beginning to learn and control yourself. That you are not following these fluctuations of lifetime. It doesn't mean you cannot. At every time, you can still decide, but now I want to be happy. Now I want to have this expressive feeling. This is not a problem. But only after you have learned that you can also remain in a stable state. Because what is the advantage of this stable state? You know what you can build your life upon. No matter if you are going to be rich in this lifetime, you don't lose yourself. If some...
Let's go, let's go. Good morning, family. Rise and shine. Another blessed and grateful day. Super excited to be on here with you guys. So before we go ahead and dive in, let's drop some gratitude down in the chat, right? What are you guys grateful for today? I'm grateful for another opportunity. I'm grateful to be healthy. I'm grateful to be alive and healthy on here with you guys. So go ahead and drop what you're grateful for before we start the day. And let's go ahead and get into it, right? It's been a great morning already. We've already got the meditation. We've already got the journaling in. We've already got a little workout in. So starting the day off right. So before we go ahead and get in, let me get my gratitude in there. Let's go. Awesome. So as you guys can see by the title of today, we are going over the 5 different laws of growth. And if you use these intentionally, it's going to change the game for you. So let's go ahead and get it rocking. All right. Yo, IG, we're live on YouTube. Define Dreams. Here you go. Define Dreams. Lit. All right. So the topic for today is going to be the 5 levels of growth, the 5 laws of growth. So here we go. Number 1, this is going to be known as the assumption gap, right? The assumption gap. Okay, so go ahead and get your pen and papers out. This gap right here, a lot of individuals, when you come into entrepreneurship, when you come into a new business, when you come into even with college, a lot of people, they automatically assume that they're going to grow automatically. Well, here's the real raw truth. It doesn't just happen automatically, right? Change happens automatically, but growth does not, right? Growth has to be intentional. You have to be intentional with everything that you do when you guys wake up and you go ahead and attack your day. So if you don't have an intentional schedule, if you don't have an intentional routine, if you're not intentional about what you guys are eating today, there's no way you're going to grow. So don't assume that this is going to be automatic. You've got to be intentional about it today. That's number 1. Number 2, this is the knowledge gap, okay? You don't know what you don't know. And here's what happens with knowledge, okay? If you don't have the knowledge in something, guess what's going to happen? You're probably not going to take a lot of action. But you see, when you start getting more knowledge, you get more confidence and you go out and you do the work. I'll give you an example, okay? When you start studying the body, when you start studying the right foods, when you start studying that you should be drinking alkaline water every day, what are you going to do? You're going to go start drinking more water. You're going to go start eating the right foods because you have the knowledge to go ahead and do better, right? If you know better, you would do better. So the reason why a lot of you guys aren't really taking action, you're not really diving into the charts. You're not diving into your demo account because you haven't actually plugged in to the Go Live. You haven't actually dove and filled up notes of information from the educators, right? So when you start getting the knowledge, now you're going to go take action. With more action comes more results, okay? So that's why they say be willing to fill up your notebook, right? Your notes are your uncashed checks, but if you don't take action on your notes, it's useless. Number 3, the timing gap. All right, the timing gap, the law of diminishing intent, right? How many of you guys have ever wanted to do something, but you procrastinated to the point where you never even did it at all, right? In college, I was the biggest procrastinator. In fact, that was one of my biggest weaknesses, right? I used to always wait until the last day to get it done. And guess what? Sometimes I waited too long. I didn't have enough time to write a 10-page paper because I only had one day left. So here's what happens with the law of diminishing intent. The longer that you wait to do something, the more you have a chance of actually never even getting it done, okay? So this is something I struggled with for a long time. You know, at the beginning, I used to call it perfection, but I realized that was just an excuse to not even go ahead and take action. So if you want to go ahead and stop procrastinating, get a list of your highest priorities for your daily schedule before you go to sleep and knock out the most important ones first. And now you're going to end your procrastination slowly but surely. All right. So check this out. Number 4, the mistake gap. Okay. This is big. This is really important. The mistake gap, most people, they don't get started because they're afraid to make mistakes. And I can tell you, I was the same way with a lot of different things in my life, even when it came to trading. I was so afraid to actually really get on the charts that it took me a long time to really go ahead and get serious, right? I saw people winning. I saw people taking advantage, but I didn't know if it could really work for me. So what I had to realize is I needed to just get out and make mistakes. I needed to open a demo account. I needed to see it move. I needed to actually get a piece of the market for me to actually understand how powerful it really was. So let me ask you this. What are you guys holding back on right now because you're afraid of making mistakes? You're afraid of failing. That's my first question. My second question to piggyback on that one is, how many things would you commit to if you knew that you couldn't fail, right? And I remember when I first got this training 4 years ago, 11-11, Paint Your Vision, I wrote down a list. I wrote down a list of 12, 15 things that I was afraid of doing. Speaking on camera, getting out and talking to new people, changing my diet, getting up earlier, right? All of these things, it made me uncomfortable. But at the end of the day, this is where the real growth started to begin, okay? So what are you afraid of doing? And I want you to write a list of 12, 15, 20 things. Now, how different would your life change if you ran at those things? It'd be a whole different life, right? So that's huge. Next, last but not least, is going to be the inspiration gap, right? I just don't feel like it. How many of you guys have ever had that feeling where you just don't feel like doing it, right? Yes, we all can relate. Absolutely. We've all been there without a doubt. You don't feel like going to the gym. You don't feel like eating healthy today. You don't feel like going out of your way to actually do something that's beneficial for you. Well, here's the deal. A whiner, I'm going to give you the difference between the two W's. You ready? You have a whiner and you have a winner. Here's what the whiner says. The whiner, they want to feel good before they do it. They're saying, I'm going to wait for the perfect sunny day, for the perfect opportunity to go out and make a change in my life. But I'm going to tell you the difference between a winner. You know what a winner says? A winner, they do something and then they feel good after, right? I don't feel like going to the gym today, but I'm going to go anyways because I know how I'm going to feel after I get it done, right? Same thing with the next meal. I'm going to eat something healthy because I know how I'm going to feel after I eat it. Same thing when you guys go and attack your goals today. You may not want to do everything that you have written down, but how good are you going to feel after you do it versus how bad are you going to feel if you don't do it and you stay lazy today? That's the type of conversation that's really going to get your gears turning to get you to the level that you need to go. If it was easy, everybody would do it. But there's a reason why greatness is greatness, why there's only so few that actually are willing to go out and do it. Because it takes a certain level of drive, a certain level of passion from the inside to go out and do these things. So super short and sweet. That's my training for you guys today. I hope you got a ton of value. Any questions you guys have, I got your back. If nobody told you today, you are powerful, you are a leader, you are unstoppable, but it takes you to go out and believe in yourself. So if you believe this is going to be an abundant year for yourself, go ahead and drop some threes down below because it is already done, and I'm super excited to see your growth. So let's go ahead and make it happen. I'll see you at the top because the whole squad is coming together. Let's get to work.